What is up, my friends? My name's Iirix, and today I'm going to be showing you an EDH deck that I cannot claim as my own. This is my friend's deck, who let me borrow it because I wanted to share with you guys one of his more interestingly let me just make up some words. One of the decks that he has that I find the most interesting and effective. It's really good, and the thing is, he just kind of slapped it together real quick, or at least he says so, just with stuff that's comes into play effects. So Brago really takes advantage of that. Let's take a look at the deck. It is for Brago to start out. King Eternal. It's 2 white-blue for a 2/4 legendary, of course. Spirit. Flying. When Brago, King Eternal, deals combat damage to a player, exile any number of target non-land permanents you control, then return those cards to the battlefield under their owner's control. Now, this is a rather interesting card, I think, and you look at it and you think, yeah, that's good, but how good can it be? It's like, it can get scary good, not when it was originally released as a general, but now that we have Manifest, that's where it becomes a little more scary. So let's take a look at the deck. It is sorted, of course, by colors. So white is first. We have here Karmic Guide, which brings stuff back from the grave, so you use that easy. Custody Squire, Sunblast Angel, bring that back into play, destroy all their stuff, you know. And the nice thing about that is it destroys all tapped creatures. Well, with Brago, when they all come back in, they come back in untapped. So you can attack with everything. Brago will hit, it'll do all the damage, Brago hits, and then you have everything leave play, come back, and blow up all their tapped stuff while none of your things are tapped. A Darkheart Valkyrie, again, well, it has Vigilance, but if it somehow gets, like if you tap it, and then Brago hits, comes into play untapped, you can tap it to use its ability twice in a turn. Sun Titan is obviously good for any deck. Angel Serenity is nice for it too. Resolute Archangel, I think, is a little cheaty, but, you know, for those of you who don't know, when it comes into play, if your starting life total is less than, or if your life is less than your starting life total, it becomes your starting life total again. So when he's down to like 7, he'll try to hit with Brago or blink it through other means in the deck, and then go right back up to 40, just like that. It's stupid. Luminate Primordial. This one, when it enters the battlefield, for each opponent, exile up to 1 target creature that player controls, and that player gains life equal to its power. He doesn't care, because he's going to abuse it with Brago to keep taking out your creatures. Quarry Colossus, pretty much the same thing, but it doesn't exile, it puts it back in the deck. Darksteel Mutation, put it on something, let's say, you know, something more threatening comes out later, you pull it back, put it on that one. Master the Unseen is when you manifest, and when you manifest, if you have a manifested creature, Brago hits, it comes back flipped up. That's where it becomes scary. Act of Authority, Light Form, another manifest, it becomes super scary. And also he can move this. He can either let it manifest again, or I believe he can put this onto a different creature if he wanted to. Unquestioned Authority, Pentarch Ward, Parallax Wave. Everybody knows Parallax Wave. You blink it, it comes back with its counters. Skybind's an interesting choice. Not a lot of people like Skybind, but it fits the deck quite well when you're, you know, using Brago to blink all your stuff every turn. Planar Cleansing. Wave of Reckoning, which is super good because I believe most of the stuff that he has in here as far as creatures can't hurt themselves. Like Brago's a 2/4, so I think most of his stuff in here has less power than toughness. There's a Chroma's Vengeance here, and then basic lands 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 planes, then a Secluded Steppe, Drifting Meadow, New Benalia, and that's it for the white. On to the blue, we have Thada Adel, Manowar, Thassa, God of the Sea, Nevermaker, gets ridiculously annoying. Body Double, it's a clone that you can just make another, change its clone target. Jace's Mindseeker, Deadeye Navigator, blinking, one of the main pieces of a blink deck anymore, probably soon to be banned in the format. Frost Titan, Chancellor of the Spires, Diluvian Primordial, Sphinx of Uthun, Phyrexian Ingester. Not a lot of people play this because it costs 7, but this is EDH. 7 isn't that bad. And it eats a creature. It's like a more expensive duplicate, but, you know, it has a color. Opposition, Cloud Form, another Manifest card, Confiscate, Take Possession. This is the same as the disabling enchantments or the ones that give one of your creatures protection. You just steal one of their creatures, blink it, and then steal something better if it came out. Decree of Silence, Curse of the Swine. I believe he said it's experimental. He's not sure if that's going to stay or not. Jace, Architect of Thought. And then we have islands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 basic islands with a lonely sandbar. Get into the multicolor section. We have a Miss Middle Witch, because that's a true staple of any Blink deck in EDH. Liev Sky Knight. Liev. I'm going to go with Liev. Ifara, God of the Polis. Underrated, I believe. Lavinia of the 10th. Medumai the Ageless. Detention Sphere. Cloud Cover. Teferi's Moat. Venser the Sojourner. I've always said Sojourner. I don't know if it's right or not. Whoop. And then the land. Command Tower. Azorius Chancery. Sajiri Refuge. Floodplain. And that's it for the multicolored lands. Then we have our artifacts. I'm going to pick these up so it'll be easier to flip through them. We got Pilgrim's Eye. Solemn Simulacrum. Mirror Golem, which gets stupid ridiculous. Soul Ring. Swiftfoot Boots, Crystal Shard, Whisper Silk Cloak, Basalt Monolith, Manolith, Darksteel Ingot, Sisei's Ring. Not a lot of people know this one. Add 2 colorless mana to your mana pool. Plays ability as a mana source. Hedron Archive, kind of the same thing, except you can also use it. Pay 2 and tap it. Sacrifice, draw 2 cards. Golem's Eye. Conjurer's Closet. And Spine of Ishsaw, great target for Blink decks. Whoopsie. Then the lands. Terramorphic Expanse, Evolving Wilds, Rogue's Passage for easy combat damage done with Brago, Moorland Haunt, Opal Palace, and the Temple of the False God. So, that is the Brago King Eternal deck. Lots of different things you can do with it. It's really interesting. I feel like he has some cards in here that are less than effective, but you know, it's his deck and he likes the way it plays. I don't know about Skybind. Let's take a closer look at it because I know I wanted to focus on this one a little bit, but when Skybind or another enchantment enters the battlefield, Constellation, so under your control, exile target non-enchantment permanent, return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. That's fine because you can get rid of their stuff for a turn, or you could blink some of your stuff like Brago, or you know. But it feels a little too slow to work with Brago because I think the deck really needs more stuff that blinks and brings it back immediately. But that's my opinion. Master of the Unseen is really a key player in this deck. It just slides away. Because you manifest 2-3 cards at the end of the opponent's turn with any available mana. Brago hits. The nice thing about Brago, we always make fun of him. Whenever he hits, he can do himself. So he has Pseudo Vigilance because he leaves play and comes back untapped. Pseudo Vigilance. But Master of the Unseen, you can manifest this card. Nobody knows what it is because it's manifested. The player knows, you know. But then you hit with Brago, it gets blinked, comes back. Oh, look at that. It's a Karmic Guide. You know, that one's not a great example because it's only 1 more mana to play it. But, you know, let's say you get any of these guys. You know, you pay 4 to put Resolute Archangel down. You know, Brago hits. You exile these 2 creatures, you know. Oh, look, they come back. Oh, damn, now you got all your life back. It's crazy. It is a scary, powerful deck, and I highly recommend anybody who is looking at Brago, do it. Brago gets annoying fast. It's kind of a slower control deck, but it is good. It is powerful. So that's Brago, King Eternal. If you guys like the deck, go ahead, build it, change some things. What do you think? What do you think should be a good addition to Brago? It's really good now, but he plays a little bit more budget than I do, so he doesn't have the super expensive like the Fetch, Flooded Strand, or the Shockland, whatever it is, Hollowed Fountain, I think. Yeah, he doesn't have those in there. So, budget type stuff. Go ahead, leave it in the comments down below what you think he could put in there. And check out some of the other decks I have. And subscribe to the channel. Any other decks that I'm going to be putting up in the near future. And thank you all for watching. I will see you all next time.